The rain tasted like rust. Not normal, clean rain, but old metal and blood. That's how I knew I was close to the Serpent's Kiss. 7 nights there, that's all they gave me. 7 nights to find my brother, or become another ghost story whispered in the tavern. The Serpent's Kiss wasn't a place you just stumbled upon. It was hidden deep in the Whispering Woods, a tavern built inside a giant, hollow tree. Twisted roots formed the walls, and the air hung thick with the smell of wood smoke and something else, something sweet and rotten. I pushed open the heavy wooden door. Music spilled out, a strange mix of fiddles and drums that made my teeth ache. The room was packed. Rough-looking people with scars and hard eyes filled every table. Candlelight flickered, casting long, dancing shadows. A woman with bright red hair and eyes like a hawk stood behind the bar. "Looking for something, little bird?" she asked, her voice rough as gravel. "My brother," I said. "Liam. He was here a week ago." Her eyes narrowed. "Never heard of him. This place sees a lot of faces." I slid a silver coin across the bar. "He's got a scar on his left hand, shaped like a star." She snatched the coin. "Maybe I have seen him, but information costs more than silver." She pointed to a dark corner. "Talk to Finn. He knows everything that happens in this place." Finn was a skinny old man, hunched over a table with a pipe in his mouth. He looked like he hadn't slept in years. "Liam went looking for the Sunstone," Finn croaked, after I told him my brother's name. "Foolish boy, the Sunstone is just a legend." "What's the legend?" I asked. "They say it can heal any wound, cure any disease. But it's guarded by something ancient, something hungry. Each night at the Serpent's Kiss brought me closer, but each brought danger too. A fight broke out over a card game. I saw a man cheat with cards that seemed to shift and change in his hand. I learned the red-haired woman's name was Mara, and that she owned the tavern, and everything in it. On the 6th night, Mara found me alone. "Give it up, little bird," she said. "Your brother's gone. He's part of the woods now." "He wouldn't give up," I said, my voice shaking. "He promised he'd come back." Mara smiled, a cold, cruel smile. Promises mean nothing in the Whispering Woods. But I didn't believe her. I had 1 night left. The 7th night was the darkest. The music was louder, the air thicker. I followed a hunch, a feeling deep in my gut, and went down into the tavern's cellar. It was damp and cold, the air heavy with the smell of earth. And there it was, a hidden door, almost invisible in the wall. I pushed it open and stepped inside. The room was small, lit by a single torch. And in the center, chained to a stone pillar, was Liam. He was weak, his face pale, but he was alive. "Elara," he whispered, his voice hoarse. "You found me." "The Sunstone," I said. "Did you find it?" He shook his head. "It's not worth it, Elara. Get out of here, now." Suddenly, the ground began to shake. The torch flickered and died, plunging us into darkness. A low growl echoed through the room. "It's here," Liam whispered. "Run!" But I didn't run. I pulled a small silver knife from my boot. 7 nights at the Serpent's Kiss had taught me one thing. Sometimes you have to fight for what you love, even when the odds are impossible. The growl grew louder, and something huge and dark moved in the shadows. My 7 nights were almost up, but I was ready to make them count. I raised the silver knife, the only light coming from the faint glow of Liam's star-shaped scar. The growl intensified, and a pair of eyes like burning coals ignited in the darkness. Something massive lunged. It wasn't a beast, not exactly. It was more like a twisted mockery of a tree, its limbs gnarled and sharp as blades, its bark a sickly green. Roots writhed like snakes reaching for us. The air crackled with a strange energy. I slashed at it with the knife, but it was like trying to cut down a mountain with a toothpick. The creature swatted me aside like a doll. I slammed against the stone wall, my head spinning. Liam strained against his chains, screaming, "Elara, get out! Save yourself!" But I couldn't leave him. I scrambled to my feet, grabbing a loose rock from the floor. With a desperate cry, I hurled it at the creature. It barely flinched. The tree thing turned its burning gaze back to Liam. Its root-like fingers closed around his throat. He choked, his eyes wide with terror. "No!" I screamed, but it was too late. With a sickening crack, the creature snapped Liam's neck. His body went limp, hanging lifelessly from the chains. The star-shaped scar on his hand dimmed, the light fading like a dying ember. And the tree thing dropped his body to the floor and turned to me. Its eyes burned with cold satisfaction. It had its prize. I was paralyzed with grief and horror. I couldn't move, couldn't speak. All I could do was watch as the creature bent down and began to consume Liam's body. Its roots pierced his flesh, draining him of his life force. And then the worst thing imaginable happened. The creature's roots, now glistening with Liam's essence, snaked towards me. I braced for the killing blow, but it never came. Instead, the roots wrapped around my legs, my arms, my torso. They were cold, constricting, and filled with a strange pulsing energy. I screamed, but no sound escaped my lips. The roots pulled me closer, closer to the creature. I could feel them probing my mind, stealing my memories, my thoughts, my very essence. The last thing I saw was the creature's burning eyes, now filled with a terrible understanding. It had not just killed Liam for the Sunstone. It had needed a vessel, a new guardian for the woods. And now, it had me. My mind shattered, my identity dissolved. I was no longer Elara, the girl who came to save her brother. I was just another part of the Whispering Woods, another silent sentinel guarding the secrets of the Serpent's kiss. The tavern above continued its revelry, oblivious to the horror unfolding beneath. The music played on, the shadows danced, and another ghost story was born. But this time, the ghost wouldn't be whispering tales of loss. It was the loss